Are you a paper crafter, an artist, a scrapbooker, a card maker, or someone who journals? And have you recently started a YouTube channel and are looking to improve your videos, get more views, and reach a wider audience? Maybe you're aiming to grow your subscribers and your views so you can finally get your channel monetized. Or are you completely new to creating video and want to get started? I just wish there was a video like this when I first started. Spoiler alert, I am not an expert, but over the last 12 months, I have made some small changes that have helped me on my channel and hopefully will help you too. You do not need a lot of expensive equipment to create beautiful video content. In fact, besides owning a mobile phone, you can film, edit, and even create great thumbnails for free. Some of the best art channels out there still use their phone to record their videos on. But here is what I use after experimenting with lots of different tools and equipment. I have two webcams set up. One is directed at my face as I am sat at my desk, and one is facing my hands directly from above. Both of mine are the same Logitech brand, which means I can use the free control app for both cameras together. Everything I am sharing in this video, I will make sure is linked down in the description below. Now the camera that faces my hands is the one I use the most, so I did spend a little more money on that one. This one also has a great microphone on it, so it means I don't have to have a separate mic for my videos. Both cameras plug into the back of my computer and are automatically picked up by my recording program. A little more about this further in the video. Both of my cameras are set up on flexible arms. These are clamped to my desk and these give me the ability to move them around freely wherever I need them. Good light is so important, especially when we are showing our crafts. Shadows and glare can make someone back away from your video, so it's essential that this is really focused on in the setup. I have a window near my desk. This very often has the blinds closed. Unless it's a very cloudy day, the sun is only going to cause more shadows and glare off of shiny surfaces. I also have daylight LED bulbs in my studio spotlights. These are not going to interfere with my camera at all because they are LED. And lastly, because those bright LED lights are shining downwards, which can potentially cause some shadows under my hands, I also have two softbox lights. These disperse a really soft light and this is directed at me from in front, so it gets rid of any of those shadows that are under my hands. As with my spotlights, these have settings on them, so I can have them either warm, cool or white. I stick to white for the most natural white balance look. I also don't have these on too bright. I put them on at 50% power. This way I don't get any glare off of my skin and my face either, making me look like a ghost. Now, I've already mentioned that many people use their mobile phone to film and even edit their videos, and this is absolutely fine. But if you have invested in a webcam or another type of camera, you will need to plug it into your computer and then have a program on your computer to record from. My favourite free program is OBS. So I've downloaded this to my computer and it's great because I can use multiple camera scenes and switch between them. I can add in my sound and I can even add in images, so I can have a screen or a photo into my video. If you also want to do things like live streams, OBS is great for that because you can do a live stream while switching between your different camera views again. Later in the video, I'm going to talk about best practice when filming, particularly for arts and crafts. Now, video editing sounds scary, but it really doesn't have to be. Unless you are going for a really candid style video, you're going to want to clip some pieces out. If you have an Apple device, a phone, a tablet or a Mac, I strongly recommend you use iMovie. It is so simple to use, basic functions that even the most inexperienced video editor can get their head round. This is completely free and I love it and I use it all the time for all my video editing now. I do have access to a paid video editor, Premiere Pro, but I find this very complicated. There's so many options and it's absolutely not necessary for what I need. You will find so many videos on YouTube talking about how a thumbnail can make or break a video's performance. Canva is another great free program that you can use to create beautiful thumbnails. I do pay monthly for the upgraded version of Canva, but you can still create eye-catching thumbnails even with the free version. A few key points I've learned whilst creating thumbnails is firstly, less is more. A viewer will scroll through thumbnails only for a second or two and will only need to know the basic facts about your video in that time, so keep it very simple. Large, bold and short text and a simple image is absolutely enough. Keep your colours nice and bright and bold and simple. There's some brilliant templates on Canva that you can use to get you started. And something that I like to do in Canva is shrink my design down when I think I've finished it, just to as small as you would see it on a YouTube homepage, and make sure that the design still stands out and is eye-catching. So once you have your edited video and you've got your standout thumbnail, you are ready to upload to YouTube. Now in your YouTube analytics, you'll be able to find out which days and times are most popular with your current subscribers and viewers. Now this is not a guarantee that if you post at these times your video is going to be hugely successful, but it is a bit of a guideline to when those people who have previously viewed your videos will be online. I prefer to schedule my videos rather than make them public straight away. This is because it gives me time to then start scheduling my posts on other social media platforms, so I can share that my video is there and live. This is really important because the more people you can get watching the first few minutes of your upload being published, the more YouTube is going to think this is a great video and send it out to other people. By scheduling my video and not posting it straight away, it also gives it time to complete the processing of the HD version of your video if you've recorded it in that quality, rather than just the SD version, because I want my video to be seen in the highest possible quality straight away, and I don't want the first few minutes or the first hour to be in a lower quality, because that's when the most people will see it. Now the title of your video should have been determined way before this stage, but that title should have a few keywords in it, and that will control the algorithm at the very beginning when you first post your video. Your title should not only be descriptive of your video and be clear what your video is about, but also be enticing. It's a good idea to browse your favourite channels that are posting similar content to you and see which keywords they are using. Small things like maybe adding an emoji or a hashtag into your title can help. They can also make the title more eye-catching. But don't forget also that your title of your video does not need to match the wording on your thumbnail. So for this video, my title makes the content of the video clear, whereas the thumbnail is more mysterious but exciting. Again, we want to use lots of keywords in that description, particularly in the first few lines. Now imagine that you wanted to search for a video like the one you've just created. What would you write in your search bar? Make sure you use those particular words in your description, but also maybe in the second line, use any alternative words. So for example, in this video, I used the word crafting in the first line. That is an all-round generalization. And then in the second line, I like to use scrapbooking, journaling, art, to make sure that I am reaching anybody with any terms that they may be using, meaning the same sort of thing. If you have enough subscribers, you will have the options when uploading to add an end screen and cards to your video. These are great, and I would definitely suggest take advantage of these options. These are going to introduce your viewers to other videos of yours, maybe even playlists of yours, and that can only increase your channel's views and watch time. Now, not everyone enjoys being in front of a camera, I get that, but if you really want to build an audience who resonate with you and your craft, it's worth getting used to doing this just a little bit at least. Showing your face and talking directly to your audience is well worth doing. Even if you only talk to your audience at the very start of your video in the introduction. Now, during your introduction, it's well worth considering your wording and introducing a hook. This is something that encourages them to keep on watching. Most YouTube videos actually lose a huge percentage of their viewers in the first few seconds, so you don't want that to happen to you. You want to make sure yours keep watching, and I even added a hook in the beginning of this video. Did you catch it? And have you recently started a YouTube channel and are looking to improve your videos, get more views and reach a wider audience? Not a single YouTube creator would say no to that. Now keep your introduction short and catchy, and then delve straight into your content so that your viewer doesn't get bored. I also like to insert a second or even a third hook during my video. Here's another one you might have missed. Later in the video, I'm going to talk about best practice when filming, particularly for arts and crafts. You want to keep your video between 10 and 20 minutes ideally. And if you are monetized, by the way, I'm going to be including what I earn on YouTube later in this video. How many hooks is that? You're ideally going to want your videos to be at least 8 minutes long. This way you can insert mid-rolls, which are adverts during your videos. This is only going to increase your revenue. Long silences, much like radio, are a big no-no. Awkward. But if you are showing something that you have nothing to talk about but it needs to be seen, it's a perfect opportunity to do one of a couple of things. You could either speed that up so it's still clear what's happening but gets through this stage a lot quicker. You could add in some royalty-free background music, but again, don't make it last too long. Or take the opportunity to discuss either another upload on your channel that they could then go to and watch later. Make sure it's linked again in the end screen at the end. Or you can talk about something that's maybe linked in your description. Now, other things to consider are things that would make me not want to watch your video. I've watched hundreds, probably thousands of craft and art tutorials online, as have you most likely. But what things are guaranteed to make me move on to the next suggested video? The first one, of course, is those long silences. I feel awkward, so I don't want to watch anymore. But the second one has to be if you are a crafter and you are using a mat with a grid and your grid is wonky, I cannot watch. I'm sorry, this may just be me. Please make sure if you have a gridded mat that you make sure everything is straight. This means ensuring that your overhead camera is straight from the beginning. Once you've set it up once, you should be good to go time and time again. Another is similar to the long silences, but if you are doing a part of craft tutorial that is a little bit mundane, essential maybe, but we know what's happening, we know how it's going to go. For example, if you are gluing a piece of cardstock for a long time, if you are running something through a die cutting machine for ages, the viewers do not need to see all of this. They get the gist of it after just a second or two of this action. So make sure you either cut that bit out or you speed it up and keep your viewers happy. Set yourself a realistic schedule. You need to be consistent. This is key. Whether you are posting once a month or 4 times a week, either is absolutely fine as long as you are doing it regularly and you don't miss those slots. This is how the algorithm is best going to pick you up, but make sure you are comfortable with the workload you are setting yourself with. And if you are running short of ideas but that next scheduled spot is coming up, why don't you consider remaking one of your older videos, one where you didn't have all these fantastic tips and tricks included, and see if it actually now performs better. Now this part is literally me bearing my soul to you all, talking about money. First of all, I have to put it out there, living off a YouTube revenue is extremely hard and very uncommon. It's not actually about how many subscribers you have either, it's more about your watch time. Your current subscribers need to be coming back and watching your videos either over and over again or watching each new upload, ideally from start to finish. But you do also need to work on consistently encouraging new people to subscribe to your channel, because inevitably other people will start to drop off as they maybe fall out of love with social media, decide not to watch YouTube anymore, not necessarily a reflection on you. That's just how it goes. Unfortunately, those people will still show as a subscriber, but you won't have any actions or any response from them. So you'll be uploading to maybe 100 subscribers that no longer go on YouTube. I have been monetized on my channel for 2.5 years, and I will be the first to admit I have not made the most of that. For the first few months, I was making pennies. I wasn't focusing on it until around May 2023. I realised actually there could be a little bit of money, a little bit of pocket money to be made here. So I started putting out more and more content. Now I've had some months where I have dropped off a bit, life has got in the way and I've not posted as much, but this has shown almost instantly in my earnings. And this is the bit that lots of you want to know, and so very not British of me, I'm going to tell you exactly how much I earn. So for context, I am currently sitting at just over 42,000 subscribers with a watch time of between 10 to 15 hours per month. This is on average with 10 videos and 3 or 4 lives published each month. On a good month, and this is really if I only put lots of good quality content out there, I can make around about £700 a month. Of course, you need to then take your tax off of that. However, if we look at the previous month to this, in December 2024, I only posted 3 videos and 1 live, resulting in me making half of that. See, instant. So as YouTube says, the hard work really does pay off. But it won't pay the bills, at least not for me yet. But while I'm doing the very non-British thing of discussing money, it's worth me actually pointing out that a huge percentage of my earnings actually come from much, much older videos. These were very good performing videos. So this one is now 3.5 years old and continues to bring me in money each month. So it is important to consider the longevity of your content for this reason too. Creating with something that will go out of fashion is not going to get any views after just a few weeks or even months. Lastly, it is so important that you enjoy the process of creating and sharing for your channel. Now, becoming monetized and gaining subscribers and views is a great accomplishment, but as I say, it is unlikely to be a full-time job for many of us, and what's important is that you continue to show your passion for your craft and build a safe and encouraging platform for inspiration and education. So my final tip is concealed in this outro. See if you can spot it. As I said at the start of the video, all these tips and tricks are what I have personally learned to build my own channel so far, and I have still got so much more to learn. But if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments and I will reply to you as soon as I can.